Hey there. It's been a request to show this off a little bit, so I'm going to show you what I did here. Basically, I used a 4.5 millimeter plywood bottom for the main frame. I had some little 10 millimeter, you can zoom in there, 10 millimeter, I had a long 10 millimeter stick that I cut, and I'm using that as a spacer or standoff. And I'm using the same plywood again on the top to kind of sandwich in the arms. So the arms I used, let's see, 5 millimeter. I just cut it to length, and I totally forget the length that I use now, but I used 2 of those for a little bit extra strength, so it's a total of 10 millimeters right in there in between the plywood on both sides. And then what I use the plywood to sandwich those down and lock them into place. I'm using the aluminum motor mounts, still using the stock motors. I'm not sure about upgrading those or not. I spent a lot of time and money on upgrading this thing, and I think that I'm done. I'm not going to be upgrading the motors at all, unless of course they break and I have no choice. So looks like I have a spacer for my gem fan still in there, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Good, I saw that. Anyways, inside this section, you can't really see it very well, but I have the PPM receiver for the Devo 10 that I'm using, and it's connected in there. As well, you can kind of see the satellite lead there from the satellite module. I'm running all the wires underneath the flight board, and you cannot see the flight, you can see where it's kind of connected in there, but the antenna for the satellite is sticking out here and sticking out there. I didn't stick them in. I mean, I didn't use the sticky tape to stick them in there. Everything's pretty tight with all the motor wires coming in through there. That there's no danger of it coming out or being knocked around. It's a pretty snug fit in there, so I didn't bother with any sticky tape. What else? I've decided to leave the flight board open to the air. 2 reasons. One, and I may change this later on, I'm thinking of actually swapping out those little spacers that I made, those wood block spacers, for plastic spacers that go much higher, and it would lift that up, give me a little bit more space in there. I have an FPV TX coming, and I'm reluctant to mount it on the outside of the frame anywhere, so what I'm thinking of doing is raising this top plate up another 15 or 10 centimeters. I'm just going to have to full width it when I get the TX to see how much I'm going to have to raise it up, use longer screws, etc. And I want to mount that TX, I hope, under the top plate there, next to the receiver, the PPM receiver, or above it or below it or whatever. Anyways, these zip ties are only used for holding on the legs. The legs do the trick. I don't think it, without the legs, these particular legs, I guess, they work and they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but it's just not the look that I want for this quad. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep them on there for now until I figure out something different, but I think I just may add some typical 250 quad style legs, like those just single, what do you call them? I don't know. They look like the spacers that they use in between the frames, the standoffs. So I might add those, but they're fine. I don't know. I'm just been into doing the look thing. So one good thing I love about this frame is the H-frame design, is that it's so much easier to tell the orientation in the air. Obviously, the red at the front is a big plus with the legs and everything, but with the elongated frame, I just appreciate being able to tell the orientation a lot easier now than I did with the stock frame. Anyways, I don't know what else to say. I think that's all. I crashed this morning, and during a turn, and I was too low, and I think the front motor caught and it flipped over, did a couple cartwheels, but the frame held up perfectly. I didn't even break a prop. I'm using a gem fans now, and I'm really happy with those. I flew those for the first time today. This Mobius camera is not working, and I'm not sure why. It might have just seen too many crashes over the last little while, and it's just not going to work anymore. I'm mounting the battery at the back here, right where this Velcro strap is, and I'm using, and how that's set up now is this Mobius is balancing it out. So I'm still flying with the Mobius camera on, just for balance. But I'm thinking, I don't know if you can tell, but I got Velcro all the way from the back all the way to the front, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the balance. So obviously the Mobius is in there with Velcro. There's a strap here, but I actually attached, you can't really see Velcro strip underneath the body of the Mobius camera. And all my batteries, I actually did the same thing. I put a little strip of Velcro on them, so I can actually mount it right here, right now. But I want the extra protection of this little Velcro strap here, and that's kind of permanently in there. It's not permanently in there, but that's kind of a space that I made just for it. What I can do is run the Velcro strap. There's a little bit of space under there. I can run it through here, and I can attach it here. I've actually did the indoor flight test with the battery mounted right here. So, but it wasn't strapped in, and it was just indoor, so I wasn't really worried about it coming off. But if I was flying outside, I would worry. So I want a Velcro strap to hold that down. Don't know if I can fit something in there or not, but I'm going to try. If not, I'm just going to have to fly with the dysfunctional Mobius camera forever. But anyways, maybe some mods in the future. I might throw in the battery adapter, so I can put on a 1300 milliamp battery. And obviously I have tons of space for it, so but it's just a matter of getting the adapter for the stock the stock battery connector. So that's kind of low priority to me right now, and I'm kind of wanting to start a new build, something, you know, totally from scratch, not including this at all. So the more time and money I focus on doing this thing here, the less time and money and the longer it's going to take me to do a real build. So so I think I'm done with the major modifications on this and spending money. There's going to be no more frame, and that's another reason why I'm not going to go with any motor upgrades. But DIY stuff, I'm going to keep going on this, and because it's dirt cheap, so I don't mind to do that. Oh, and the wheelbase is now, when measured from motor to motor, it's 250, so this is officially a 250 size frame now. So anyways, it's almost 9 minutes. I didn't expect to talk this long, but once I get started I can't shut up sometimes. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed my little video. Thanks.